Yeah, I can feel the air up there. When I feel so clear. I've been in another gear. Yeah, I've been in another gear. I can feel the air up there. When I feel so clear. I've been in another gear. Yeah, I've been in another gear. Yeah, I've been on another wave. About to blast off for days. Damn, they don't even know my face. Who the fuck she even saw my face? Know my whole story before she even.
Man, look, dog.
Hold on, let me fade the music out because they always say I leave the music playing in the background. Look, go ahead, let it
Look,
go
dog.
ahead.
Look, dog. So I'm sitting up on a nice, what is it, a Monday night? You know what I'm saying? I'm scrolling the timeline. I see a Woj graphic pop up with James Harden. I'm like, oh shit, James Harden got traded. So I put it in both of the group chats. We are, saying whatever, making our comments, whatever, but there's no details of the trade at this point in time. I actually need to text Dan, wake up. Actually, I'm finna text Dan, wake up.
Tell her, no. Tell him wake up and send him HNBmedia.com and say, since you always love to say we don't talk about the Clippers, wake your fat ass up and come watch this motherfucking show. Since you always motherfucking hate, wake your ass up.
Dan, wake up.
Motherfucker. Wake your motherfucking ass up,
wake
Dan.
Up, Dan. Dan, wake up. Get your
By the
ass
way,
up.
Here we go. Harden is hold on, let me see. There we go. All right.
So
Harden
finally
trade.
we had the details of the finally we had a full details of the trade. You gonna put them on the screen or should I read them? Okay,
no, go ahead. They're right there.
So yeah, the Sixers are acquiring Marcus Morris, Nick Batum, Robert Covington, Kenya Martin Jr., and multiple draft picks. I think they're sitting in their 2028 first round pick unprotected. I think two second round picks, and then I think somebody has Philly's somebody has an additional Philly first round pick that they're also sending to Philadelphia.
Who the hell is Philip?
I have no idea. I've never heard of that man.
Petrusev.
I've never heard of that man.
He must be a rookie or something.
Gotta be. And James not only do we have James Harden coming to LA, we have PJ Tucker coming to LA, which is I think probably one of the more underrated parts about this deal. They got somebody else. What did Lawrence Frank do to that man at the damn negotiating table? Now, granted, I think PJ Tucker does have 2 years left on his deal, and maybe Morey want to try to get rid of him because obviously you got to sign back Maxey. Maybe you want to have some freedom this summer. Like I think pretty much all of these guys are on 1-year deals, if I'm not mistaken. Like Marcus Morris had the team option that you can decline. I think Rocco runs out. Nick Batum said he's about to retire, so you do have a whole bunch of expiring contracts. You do get a Clippers pick in 2028. So I get it from that standpoint, but Jesus, they got fleeced.
Before we started the show, you wanna talk about why you want to say that first, and then I can rebut, so that way people won't say I'm interrupting you or you interrupting me.
Okay. The reason why I think they got fleeced is because granted, I want to preface this by saying, even with the pieces that they got, I still think even when I watched the Sixers play the Bucks the other day, then I watched some of them when they played the Raptors the other day. And I'm like, yo, you have to do something. You have to bring the Harden situation to a resolve, because if he shows up and he's not 100% locked in, you're taking the season. You still have a Joel Embiid. Like Joel Embiid had 35, 15, 7, 5, and 6 the other night. So you still have a prime Joel Embiid who may again be the MVP of the league this year. Your mic is muted.
The first thing you should have mentioned was that he's the MVP of the league. Like, with all due respect.
Yeah.
He is the MVP. He is the actual MVP of the league.
You have the MVP of the league. You have Tyrese Maxey, who I think could take an all-star leap this season. You have
Tyrese Maxey.
You have to try to make a push for it. Like, there's no reason when I look at the Sixers, there's no reason why they can't end up in the conference finals this year. I don't think that the other two teams, we talk about Boston and Milwaukee, and yes, I think those are in theory the two best teams in the East, but I don't think that they're just like head and shoulders completely Philadelphia can't compete. So again, I understand, the Marcus Morris pickup. Marcus Morris is the guy who did get traded in the offseason. Also, me and you been talking about it's been like Marcus Morris had the fucking franchise secrets for years. I've been wanting them to get rid of this 4 forward lineup, 3 forward lineup for years.
Yeah, you
literally
have.
years.
You've
I've
been
been
mentioning it.
years.
No, look, like one of the fans on my show 2 for 1, when they was talking about how Darvin Ham kept playing Patrick Beverly in them 3-guard lineups. He was like, what does Patrick Beverly have on Darvin Ham? What are they having sex? Like, and obviously I'm joking in regards to that, but still.
Marcus Morris had the franchise secrets because I don't know how he survived this long. So you do get Marcus Morris, who's still a guy I think he can play. Obviously, he can come in and defend. You have Nick Batum, who again, he said he wanted to make this his last year, but he can still play defense. You have Robert Covington. Obviously, Rocco has been known for his defense, 3-point shooting. You do get Kenyon Martin Jr., a young athletic guy, and you do get a first-round pick, the Clippers pick in 2028, which what is it right now? 2024. We don't know how the Clippers might look in 2028. They might be god awful in 2028, like awful. So that might be one of the most valuable picks in the league that you do acquire. So I don't want to say that you completely got fleeced. I just feel like you probably could have got back Terrence Mann, or maybe you could have got back Norman Powell. But at the same time, Philly does have a championship head coach. They do have Nick Nurse. I'm going to assume that he was consulted up on this decision. And also just looking at they're waiving Danny Green in the extra roster spot. Okay, sorry, Danny Green, for you getting waived. My brother, it might have been real on your NBA career, but you do have a really good podcast, and you are good with commentary. So I feel like you can make some money there.
And also a multiple-time champion.
You had a great basketball career for somebody who was a second-round pick. Shout out North Carolina. Having said that, I would like to assume Nick Nurse was consulted upon this. And if you look at what Nick Nurse did with the Raptors, dare I say that, I don't want to say this team is similar, but dare I say, just from like a length aspect, dare I say that this team kind of could maybe resemble what he won with in Philly, not in Philly, but in Toronto. Just from a length aspect, like even just getting Rocco, you do have Kelly Oubre. As far as like the size of your wings, you do have Kelly Oubre. You have Shake Milton's on the wing, but he's a guard, long arms. Kenyon Martin Jr., athletic guy, can play some defense. Nick Batum. Just looking at the switchability of your wings, you also have Paul Reed. I think you still can go 8-9 deep. You have all veterans, and again, if it doesn't work, all these guys' contract runs out in the summer. You can pay Maxey and you can go get something else. But if you are Joel Embiid, are you happy about this? At the same time, you did win an MVP with James Harden. So are you happy about this? And you can respond to it from your point of view when it comes to the Philly and why you think it's not a bad trade for them.
So actually looking at this trade and looking at not only Joel Embiid's numbers, hold on, let me just double check. Let me double check my fact real quick. Who the hell was on this damn team? Hold on real quick. I got one. How long James Harden been there?
Basically 2 years.
He been there actually since the 20.
No, he came last year, I think. No. He came 2 years ago.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute.
The 2022 season.
Okay, so he's not on this team. Okay, so that means that before James Harden joined that team, Joel Embiid averaged 28.5. Last year, he averaged, and with Harden, he averaged 30 both years. So to me, he got better with Harden, obviously, because Harden is one of the top 5 passers to me to ever play basketball. I would put Chris Paul in that conversation. I would put LeBron in that conversation. I would put Harden in that conversation. And then obviously you got to put John Stockton in that conversation.
You ain't gonna say Magic Johnson?
And Magic too. But if I put Magic in there, then I got to take LeBron out. So you tell me who you want to
take Harden out.
No, because Harden is a better passer to me than LeBron.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, you're a liar.
I disagree with that.
You're a liar.
I disagree with that.
I disagree with you disagreeing with that.
I think that Harden just has the ball. I think Harden's passing stats, although he's a great passer, are a little bit inflated because he does have the ball all the damn time.
Bro, he's averaged more than 6 assists for literally a decade. He's averaged more than 10 assists for the past 3 years.
Listen. I'm just saying,
while still giving you more than 21.
I'm just saying, Harden has played on teams that have literally handed him the ball and say do whatever. If you do that shit to some other players, they might
Yeah,
average 10 assists too.
but the thing that I would say about that is during those years he didn't average 10 assists.
He's a better passer than Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going deep now. He's a better passer than Jokic.
Yes.
Okay, we're going deep now. Okay,
How am I going deep?
I just don't think he's a better passer than
Harden's one of the greatest passers in the.
I
ever
agree with
basketball.
you. I'm not arguing that. Top 5 is a little bit crazy, but I'm not arguing that.
Okay, well, fine. Top 5 of this generation, without a doubt.
Okay.
Because I know people gonna be mad at me that I ain't put the hardwood Houdini in there. So like, yeah, maybe not all time. Okay, I can agree with that. You got me on that one. But in terms of the last 25 years, he's definitely a top 5 passer.
Okay.
He damn near is like of the past 25 years, you gonna have Steve Nash in that conversation. You gonna have Russell Westbrook in that conversation because he's literally averaged 10 assists damn near every year. You're going to have LeBron in that conversation. You're going to have Chris Paul in that conversation. And then who is the 5th person?
To me, Jokic.
I'm not upset at that, but I don't agree with that.
And there's other guys like Andre Miller.
He's not a better passer than Harden.
Yeah,
With all due respect, I love Andre Miller. Andre Miller to me is a Hall of Famer.
No.
Now his accolades don't say it, but okay, fine. He's in the hood Hall of Famer. He's in the hood Hall of Fame.
That's fine, but you've gone too far. Gone too far.
But okay, so my actual reaction to this trade is that the 76ers actually won this trade. If you look, I'm being honest. If you look at their depth before the trade, their starting lineup was Patrick Beverley, Maxey, Tobias Harris, PJ Tucker, Embiid, with Melton, Daniel House, Kelly Oubre, Paul Reed off the bench, and Danny Green and Mo Bamba. And they also had Kuzma in the Korkmaz kind of in the wing. But none of those guys that I just named outside of Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, to me, are bona fide starters or bona fide number 3 options in this league. So if I'm going from that perspective, I think what Nick Nurse is going to try to do is spread the floor, create the double team with Joel, and surround him with shooters. So I think instead of PJ Tucker, now you have Nick Batum in that starting lineup. I think that instead of, or honestly, I might actually, me personally, I've been saying this for years. I think Tobias needs to play the 4. I would actually move Tobias to the 4. I would put Batum at the 3. Keep the lineup the way you got it, and tell Tyrese, all right, is Joel's team and is your team. But like, so there's no more competition for the ball for you. We want you to score, be fast, play defense, and make plays. And if you can do that, we can win a championship. Because even if you look at guys, and also like Marcus Morris, mad respect to Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris has always been extremely kind to me in person. And I'm not even bullshitting. During media day, he came up and tapped me on my back and told me that the question that I asked him was a good question. So it's no disrespect to him personally when I say this. But it's time. And it happens for everybody. Father Time has caught up with him. And for the Clippers, you could say it was a rhythm thing or a shot distribution thing, but it really wasn't, because when he was in the game, he wasn't making open shots. And he also wasn't playing great defense. To me personally, I believe that the year in which he got his extension, he played out of his mind. He was just coming from the Knicks, right? And right.
I will never forget that
he
game.
He was just coming from the
auditioned for the Clippers and scored fucking 40, and the next day they traded for him. I will never forget that game. That was one of the best audition tapes of all time.
Yes. So him coming off of that Knicks year, the Knicks have been horrible for 2 decades. So when we thinking about what he was doing there, and then you come on a team with Kawhi and PG, like, the thing about Kawhi and PG is you have to understand when you play with them that it's all of the other intangibles and little things that you can do around them that will help to make them successful. That's why a guy like Patrick Beverley was able to find success with them. And although Pat is not at the level of a player of Russell Westbrook, obviously, even Pat would say that himself, he still brought a level of like attitude, dedication, preparation for the game. He was intense, and he was the on the floor coach. Like, he was the guy that you see when they walk in the timeouts, talking to people, getting everybody up. So once he's gone, right? And now, as we've been talking about for years, they always have needed a true point guard. Now they have one with Russ. The thing that I like about Russ is doing the little things. He's not just jacking up shots. He's not taking a bunch of corner threes because he's not stuck in the corner all the time. He's actually able to play efficiently in their offense because he can focus on doing the other things. Like, if you tell Russ, I need 15 rebounds from you this game, and I need you to take 5 shots, Russ going to be like, all right, I'm going to try to get 20 rebounds. And if I get 20, I might take a few extra. All right, cool, go ahead. And he's going to attack the glass much more aggressively than Jaren Jackson Jr. would. And go and get you those rebounds.
A lot of people attack the glass more aggressively.
PJ Tucker, you could say, yo, big fella, we don't need you to shoot this game. We just need Kawhi and PG to shoot. And we're gonna start Zubac, but after Zubac start, we're gonna run a small 5-man wing lineup, essentially, which is what they're gonna run with, or 4-wing lineup with Russ. And that's how you're gonna finish the games now. So to me, like, Marcus Morris leaving the Clippers was good for them. It was addition by subtraction, even though his contract said he was what he was. But it's not true. But for the 76ers, now you have, with Kelly Oubre off the bench, firepower. And even if you want to start Marcus Morris now, there is a huge difference between Ivica Zubac and Joel Embiid defensively. So if you're Marcus Morris, now the level of ground, like, Zoo don't move his feet that well. Embiid is all over the court. He's an athletic freak. When he play against Giannis, he always show up. He ball. He play defense. He be blocking the shit out of Giannis' shots. The Clippers don't have nobody like Joel Embiid. So if you Marcus Morris now, you playing with house money. If you coming off the bench, you and Kelly Oubre get in the game, and y'all job is just to go get buckets. When you was on the Clippers, you usually is playing with PG or Kawhi when one of them is in the lineup, because Ty Lue like to keep one of them in the lineup for the most part. So you never really get the opportunity to go and get shots. So now, if you the 76ers, and also KJ Martin, I think KJ Martin is going to be a star one day. So to me, if I'm not joking, I think I didn't say a superstar. I said a star.
You got a lot of faith.
No, I think he could average 19, 20.
So you think he would be better than his daddy?
Huh?
You think he'd be better than his daddy?
No, stop that. His father would give you
the question.
No, but his father was a star.
You said he gonna be a star.
His father was a star, but no, he's not gonna be better than his daddy. His daddy was a great player. I watched them games.
I was just asking a question.
No, his father was a great player to me. Whether it was in New Jersey or in Denver, he's not going to be a better player than his father. But in today's NBA, he could average 18, 19. Like Joel told me, Austin Reeves is going to average 20. You think
okay. No.
We're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk about that later. But to me personally, Philadelphia won the trade because now you, number one, get rid of someone that is clearly toxic and doesn't want to be there. Someone that is aging and old, and you have to account for his health. And although you got back some older veterans, you could swap either one of them top 3 names in that trade out with each person, and they will plug right in. I think the biggest thing that they should have really tried to get was Terrence Mann or Norman Powell. But I'm not upset at them for not getting them, because if you're Philadelphia, our thing with Joel is like, hey, when these guys roll off the cap, like, our goal is still to win a championship. That's why we went and got seasoned veterans who are egoless. And Marcus Morris just wants a chance to show he can still play. So they're going to want to help you be great, Joel. So, and if they don't, and we don't win a championship, which our goal is still to win a championship, we have so much cap room in the future. Tell us who you want to play with. And just like the Bucks went to go get Dame Lillard for Giannis, we'll go get who you want for you. And I think, to me, that is the much more valuable and attractive option for Joel Embiid than if you were to trade Harden to any other destination, where now you have to deal with another young guy who's going to come in because you tried to get equal value, or you trade him somewhere stupid like the Bulls and get Alex Caruso. No disrespect to AC Fresh, but trading Harden for Alex Caruso, Andre Drummond, and Patrick Williams would have been way worse. So, like, if you the Sixers, this is the best you could have gotten for what you could have gotten. The Clippers made it very clear they weren't going to trade away Terrence Mann. And if I'm the 76ers, do I really want Norman Powell?
The only reason I say
Who
no
is he going to guard in the playoffs?
listen, two things. The only reason I say
Covington and Batum can at least play defense.
can play in the playoffs.
And Batum can theoretically play 2 through 4 for you. Covington can really play 1 through 4 depending on the lineup. And then Marcus Morris can guard most 3, 4s, and 5s. He's not going to be able to do it for a long stretch of time, but he can at least switch between multiple positions. PJ Tucker can't even get you a bucket, and much respect to him. But his inability to make shots really hurt them in the playoffs last year. And I don't care what anyone says. If I pass you the ball and you open and you swing it back around, that is a lost possession. So you can go ahead. I know I talked for a while.
I mean, I feel you. Like again, I think
Hold on,
that
one sec. Got to keep the brand alive. I think that if you feel it, you definitely got better defensively. I mean, which again, like I said, if you look at Nick Nurse and just judging off his Toronto teams, we look at the Toronto teams. He had Serge Ibaka, Kawhi Leonard, Marc Gasol on it when they won. 3 of the best defenders of the era. When they won, you had 3 people who won Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know I'm pretty sure Serge won it. I know Paul won it. Kawhi won it twice. You also had Kyle Lowry, great defensive. Serge never won Defensive Player of the Year.
He never won it.
No, he was just all defense.
Okay, well, he's still all defensive level, one of the better defenders. You also had Danny Green, all defensive level. Like when you look at this team,
yeah,
again,
he was all defense first team from 2012 to 2014, and he was the 2-time block leader.
Fair. Well,
he was never Defensive Player of the Year. Go ahead.
That's fine.
Gotta
at
get
his
a fact
prime,
for this.
At his prime, he was still one of the better defenders in the NBA. Now, granted, like I said, Rocco, he's getting up there in age, but he can still guard. I mean, we even saw, not to say Wembanyama is, but we even saw Roku affecting Wembanyama. He blocked a shot 2 nights ago. I don't think I've seen Wemby get his shot blocked since he's been in the league. Probably won't see it too often. He blocked a shot a couple nights ago. And if you Embiid, I think Embiid should have a real Defensive Player of the Year type season this season. And again, you're right. All the thing about it is if it doesn't work, all of these guys fall off the cap. I think Morris is making $17 million. Batum said he want to retire. I think Rocco is getting like $10 million. You'll have like $30 to $35 million, maybe estimating. I don't have the books in front of me to spend on somebody this offseason. So you're talking me into it. The trade isn't as they got fleeced as me just picking up the thing and looking at it. And again, they also probably have one of the more valuable picks of the next 10 years is the 2028 Clippers pick, because we have no idea what the Clippers will look like in 2028. Zero idea what they will look like in 2028. All of them might not even be there in 2028. They might be a desolate franchise in 2028. By the way, I saw the Intuit Dome yesterday. Beautiful fucking stadium. I drove by it. Beautiful stadium. Just want to throw that out there. But yeah, no, I'm with you. Like you actually more so talked me into it. Of how the one thing I think about trades in this day and age is I think general managers are getting better with at least having it be a win-win for both teams. I can't remember the last trade that I thought was just.
I think that's the CBA.
Whatever. I can't remember.
I'm being honest. Like you've read, like you not read the actual contract, but I remember when all the CBA talk was around. You were distinctly talking to me about how the NBA was trying to basically build a 2-star team league because the teams was getting too top heavy. And if you look at the way the salary cap was structured, it wasn't going to be set up for you to be able to have 3-4 stars on your team. Even with the Clippers deals, right, that they have, like technically they have 4 stars, but really 3 of them are over the hill. And one of them is like meeting or walking toward the edge. He's like, God damn, the edge is right there. Russ is over the hill, Harden is over the hill, Kawhi is over the hill, and PG is like right next to
over the hill.
Yes, without a doubt.
I'm not mad at him. I'm just asking the question.
No, without a doubt. He will never be what he was when he was what he was.
That's fine.
LeBron, like this is the and it's not to turn this into LeBron because we're gonna talk about LeBron and Lakers in a minute. But this is the thing that I admire about LeBron. The challenge is never an obstacle for him. If he loses, which he's done a lot of. But when he wins, regardless of the obstacle, even when LeBron loses, you say, yo, LeBron still went out there and he gave it his all. He took that challenge, with the exception of like the last little stint in Cleveland. But at that point in time, if you and the owner don't get along and he calling you property, basically, I feel you. Fuck y'all and his team. Dwight, go have fun versus Kobe. But LeBron, even as he's gotten older, shows up and takes the challenge. Like, that's still my problem with AD. He don't show up and he don't take the challenge. Why is LeBron being the star of the night on opening night when you playing against the Suns?
Because
like
the team is built around LeBron.
No, but the Suns don't have anyone in the interior. Go and annihilate Nurkic. Annihilate him.
Again, not to turn it into a Lakers topic too early, but I do want to say this. Sometimes
there's no one on the Clippers that can do what LeBron does, and that's my point.
That's
like Kawhi can't just like command and be the guy to will them to win. Like he did it one time. He played well when he won Finals MVP versus the Heat, but he caught lightning in a bottle once. And I think that we've let his accolades overshadow the fact that the Clippers went to the conference finals without him.
They went without him.
So why should I be speaking to or about him as if he is like still in the heat of his prime? He is at the end of his prime and looking. That's also why he signed that extension, because he want to get paid before he leave.
Yeah, for sure.
He got about 4 more years left. So yeah, they might be trash in 2028 because Kawhi might retire.
PG might be gone. Harden might be gone.
Russ gonna be retired.
They all might be gone.
Russ is definitely gonna be gone.
They all might be gone. They all might be gone by 2028. But taking it from the Clippers standpoint, I love the trade for the Clippers. Reason I love the trade for the Clippers is, number one, I've talked about this so much, even we was talking about the Harden thing. I think you finally fixed some of the redundancy of your rosters. I think in theory, having all 6'8" wings sounded good. And then we kind of saw how it worked out when, you had PG and Kawhi try to initiate offense. I don't think that's the thing for either of them. Like, even when you look at the way they play in this season, I think a lot of it is because Russ is getting them the ball in their spots. I don't see them dribbling at the top of the key too much, trying to ISO and doing things that they aren't good. Like you said, they're not LeBron. LeBron can initiate offense. That's not what PG and Kawhi are great at. So you take away some of the redundancy of your roster. Also, I think that James Harden plays more. I think James Harden will play more at a tempo that will match that will match PG and Kawhi. But I think Russ plays more at a tempo that can really match the bench. I think when Russ comes out there with the bench and with T-Man and Bones Highland and with Norman Powell, and with Mason Plumlee, it's not going to be on Tyler to figure this out. But I think that lineup can really, really get up and down the court and run. I mean,
so do you think that they move Russ to the bench now?
No, I think you start. No, because number one, you finally have 2 guards. For the most part, they've never had 2 guards. They always had one of their wings playing in the backcourt, which is one of the reasons why I thought that they kept getting hurt. They had to do too much from too far out away from the basket. I actually believe in their ability to stay healthy now because they have to do less. Even when they're guarding, I don't think you'll see them going out there and guarding on the perimeter as much as you saw them guarding on the perimeter, or at least not Kawhi. Maybe you might see PG doing it. Maybe you might see one of them doing it. But I don't think you'll see that happening consistently all game as much as it was before. I don't think you'll see them doing it, and it'll be more in their spots. I think they'll have more spot up opportunities. I think they won't have to pound the ball on the floor as much. I mean, you even seen it. They had 15 dunks in one game, something like that, when they played. Who was it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have been working so much. I have watched like probably 2 hours of basketball. I've honestly just been watching Wemby games really late at night when I get home to just see what he looks like. And we could talk about him a little bit later, but people keep sending me messages when he struggles, and I'm like, LeBron. No, but it's also like LeBron struggled early on too. He wasn't perfect every night. He wasn't. Neither was Luka. Neither was Kobe. Neither was Shaq. Neither was Michael Jordan.
Mike was kind of great immediately.
Yeah, but he wasn't great every night.
He was kind of great every night.
No, he was a great scorer. He was not a great player every night. Stop fucking lying.
That's fair.
Now you rewriting history.
No, he played.
All right, then. Okay, then.
He was getting buttons. Man, averaged 26, 27.
Yeah,
he was getting buckets.
Okay.
He wasn't doing. He was getting buckets and playing defense. He wasn't
But
fucking with his team.
we'll talk.
He wasn't fucking with his team. He was balling.
We'll talk about that. But all right, so
But
go ahead.
Real quick though. No, I think the lineup you still is Russ, James, PG at the 3, Kawhi at the 4, and Zubac. Also, Zubac should super eat. He was eating with Russ, and you got Harden now. Zubac should super eat. I think Zubac could realistically average. It's not gonna happen on if he'll get the ball enough, but 14 and 10.
Yeah, easily.
I mean, bro, if you can just catch, you're gonna get some of the easiest buckets of your entire life.
No, he's gonna get so many lobs now.
That too, like as long as you can just catch.
No. Like he will be what Clint Capella was for the Rockets without the athleticism. But I will say this: around the rim, Zubac has game.
For
Like
sure.
he can shoot the ball from 16 and in. He got a nice hook shot. He got good touch. He can post you. He got it. Yeah, exactly.
And I think people have this misconception that Russ and Harden in Houston didn't work. When the season
it worked very well. They just it worked very well. They just went too small. And also Mike D'Antoni was playing 6 people.
Not even that. When the season shut down, I think they were 3rd in the West. We have to remember Russ came back with the COVID, and then he had the leg injury. If that whole situation doesn't start, we don't know. So there's this misconception that they don't work. And also the wings that they had wasn't PG and Kawhi. Shout out Rocco. I think it was Rocco. I think they still had Trevor Ariza, and it was PJ Tucker. I think that's what the lineup was. That ain't PG and Kawhi. And you still got Tuck, who again, yes, I think Tuck has maybe slipped somewhat defensively. Obviously, he's 37, 38 years old. But at the same time, now you're playing against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I don't even think we're asking you to like if you play against the Suns, you're gonna throw Tuck on KD because that's 6 fouls, but you're not expecting Tuck to go get KD the whole time. Whereas opposed to in other situations, you expected him to go get that guy the whole time. You aren't expecting him to do that now. So I think it's a win-win trade. And again, you kept Norman Powell and you kept Terrence Mann and you kept
By the way, I did it.
What?
I won a debate. I'm glad I did that.
Won what debate?
Just who won the trade. Like the fact that you was like, I convinced you. I won a debate. I'm actually glad I did that, because when I first looked at that and I thought to myself, I'm like, yeah, they got fleeced. But then once I actually looked at the depth chart, I was like, they didn't really get fleeced. So I'm glad that you being someone before we started this podcast, you told me that they got fleeced. That's literally what we're talking about.
I said yes.
So I'm glad I won that. I won that debate. Not in a negative way, like in your face, but like,
I think
I'm glad
both
I actually
teams
did win that debate.
Did as well as they could possibly do. Also for the Clippers, like they had to build a health. I guarantee you, all 4 of them can't be hurt. Harden, for the most part, play every game. And again,
Russ is never hurt.
Exactly. And again, they're moving to a new stadium. You have to sell that stadium. You can come out and see Harden, Russ, PG, and Kawhi, all LA guys to a fan base. Those are guys that you could put on, you could drop a banner up there with Harden face on there, and people will come see that. Those are like names that people know. You have probably 4 of the top 15 players of since 2010, most famous guys in the league on one team. So I think both teams win, and I would be very interested to see how this works for the Clippers. You can go.
Yeah, I think it'll be very interesting. But as I tweeted, this does not change my mind at all about what I said before the season and what I said on the last happy hour. I don't care what they do; they got to show it to me. I don't care anymore. And I'm just being I'm just being
100% still lose.
No. Listen. Stop. As a media member, I enjoy the craft and I love covering basketball, but I have lost my vigor and my giving a fuck about if they're going to be champions or not, because we've been covering for what, 5 years now.
Yep, since 18.
4 of these 5 years, they have supposedly been contenders, and they have yet to show me that they are actually contenders. Even in the Western Conference Finals versus the Suns, Cam Buford, I was sitting right next to him. First half of the game, I said, if PG don't put up 30, they gonna lose. He said, "Oh, PG's gonna play good." PG was awful in that first half.
He wasn't good.
He came back a little bit in the second half, but he was terrible. Kawhi was hurt, and which I give PG credit for that season, but I don't believe in these guys no more. Like I want them to do well because I want to cover a successful team is much better than covering a losing basketball team. But my belief in my like, oh yeah, they're gonna go to the finals, or oh yeah, this trade makes them better. Like I have to actually see it because there could very good and goddamn well be a playoffs where there is where the starting lineup is Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Norman Powell, PJ Tucker, and Ivica Zubac. And we would both be so fucking hurt.
They ain't gonna be hurt
mad.
again, bro. They ain't gonna be hurt again, bro. They ain't gonna be hurt again. I think they stay healthy this year.
No, wait a minute. So in the words of the great Shaquille O'Neal, I'm familiar with your game. You can't fool me. All right? No, I'm familiar with this game. You cannot fool me. I will be there in the locker room. I will be covering the I'm sorry. I will be there in the media room because they don't let you in the locker room no more. Asking them questions, watching the game with the purest of intensity. I missed the game yesterday because I was literally working. But even with that being said, I will be there in the building watching it. But if you ask me if I believe in them the same way I believed in them last year or the year before or when they first got Kawhi and PG, hell no. They got to show it to me. I don't believe that they can do what they say they can do. So now they got to prove me wrong. So the same way I always say this about LeBron, like I got to see it. Like yeah, LeBron he gonna win. Blah, blah. Let me see it. So Kawhi and PG, I need to see it. I need to see you back up the talk. I don't want to hear no more podcasts about I'm bringing the hunger back. Let me see it. Let me see all four. Let me see your whole starting lineup play more than 70 games. Let me see that.
The only thing that I hope doesn't happen is I hope we don't get into a situation where a lot of people just dribble. I don't think we'll see that. I think we'll have a little more camaraderie because again, you didn't have somebody like Russ who could get to the rim. Who still, in the end, still one of the quickest players in the league.
Can I say one thing real quick? People and notice, like I see the people in the comments talking about how I didn't mention Terrence Mann. I did that for a reason. Even if it's Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Terrence Mann, PJ Tucker, and Zubac, you're getting smoked.
Oh, you're getting cooked. You're getting cooked.
So if they're not healthy again, which if I was a betting man and I'm not, and I had $1,000 to just waste on some bullshit, I would drive to Las Vegas right now and put $1,000 on the Clippers to get eliminated in the first round.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
We'll see.
I don't think it's
but
gonna happen.
Continue. My bad.
Again, I also think that this year they have just a more of an avenue to stay healthy. I don't think they have to do as much. And then also in the playoffs, you have people to offset the tweak. Like in theory,
you got some tweaksters to offset the tweak.
But listen, in theory, all four of them can't tweak, bro.
Have you not seen this man's team go miss 27 straight threes?
But listen, G, he wasn't out there
with PJ Tucker on that team.
Russ wasn't there. Kawhi wasn't there. PG wasn't there. In theory, all of them can't tweak, bro. All of them can't tweak, G. One of them got to have a night, bro. If PG tweaking, hopefully Harden on. If Harden tweaking, hopefully Russell on. If all of them tweaking, hopefully Kawhi on. You have people to offset the tweak, G. Because I think it's very important in this situation. You need people to offset the tweak.
You remember that Wiz Khalifa song? The tweak is heavy.
Tweak is heavy.
My click is ready. My diamond's crazy. Don't try to play me. In the playoffs, the tweak gonna be very, very heavy. Like they took a dab. And by the way, Nene Abanobi, where are you from? I would love to know that. Where in the world are you from?
And who gave up too much?
The Clippers or the 76ers? But all right, cool. Let's go ahead and is the random talk thing still on here? I don't even know. No, it's not on there. But actually, we could talk about this. All right. So obviously, this is an old banner, but Dame Lillard is now a Buck. Now that we've settled into it, and actually, I did watch some of.
I hope it wasn't the Hawks game.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't
3 points.
No, it wasn't. I watched. It was actually the first game that they played in Milwaukee.
The Sixers games.
Yeah, I watched that game. No, so my thoughts about it are about Dame being a buck. Is that we'll see. I believe that they will be successful. I have no doubt in my mind that they will at least make the second round. But in order for them to be a championship level contender, there's still a level of team building and ball movement with that team that needs to develop between them. So when they get that, like ask me how I feel about them in like February, and then I'll let you know if I think they can win a championship. I still believe that they and the Nuggets are the lone contenders.
The Nuggets are crazy.
But with the I just still see little remnants of what they were last year, even in that game,
for sure,
of where the ball is just stuck and
for
they
sure.
looking at Giannis like, yo, go give me a bucket. Now they are blessed enough for Giannis to now turn to Dame Lillard and say, Dame, go get the bucket. And Dame gonna go get a bucket. But that's not always going to work in the playoffs. You see how how effective he is versus teams with great wing defenders, and when they able to trap him, it don't look the same. That's what the Warriors did to him a lot. That's why it didn't always look the same. He didn't play bad, but he wasn't Dame time versus the Warriors like he was when he was playing against everybody else. And so I think that still allows his superhuman ability to be tamed. So for me, what I'm looking for from the Bucks is more ball movement, especially in the fourth quarter, more pick and rolls with Middleton and Giannis and Dame off in the corner. So that way you can either set a back screen for him, or you can just get, when the defense collapse on Giannis, to get Dame an open three, or get Middleton an open mid-range shot. Like, I actually think that, and this is going to sound terrible, but I think that in late game situations, the Bucks should play like the Lakers played last year when they had Russ. Because the difference between Russ and Dame is like, no, listen to what I'm saying. Because like at the end of them games, they will be running like the LeBron AD pick and roll. I think not for the whole end of the game. I'm just saying like in later moments in the fourth quarter, like from like the 6.5 minute on, from like the 6.5 minute until Dame went on that run at the end of the game, the Bucks offense just looked very stagnant, and it looked like they were just giving Giannis the ball, and he looked like last year. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is, I want to see more Giannis Middleton pick and roll like you saw in the finals versus the Suns, like the Lakers run with AD and LeBron, and then put Dame on that weak side like you have Russ over there, but Dame can actually make that corner three. And if that option isn't available, you have the ability to run a screen from whoever's over there with him to get him to pop open for a three. But if you just set it up where Giannis gonna get the ball at the top of the key like he always did and go 1-on-4 and then just pass it to somebody and then they maybe make a shot, it's gonna be the same thing it was last year. So to me, I need to see more Middleton Giannis pick and roll like the Lakers did with Russ, but they just put Russ in the corner because he couldn't fucking shoot. But put Dame in the corner because he can shoot. And now you can't leave Dame, which means that lane for Giannis, like if you like especially even if you're gonna have Brook Lopez in the other corner, right? Now you got that space that's open. Like if you got Giannis up here and Middleton up here in this pick and roll, you got Dame all the way over here, Brook Lopez in the corner right there, and then Connaughton or whoever you want to put right there.
In theory,
until we just
drop it.
Do you know what I'm saying though?
I get it. Until we just drop and live with Middleton middle ranges.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. You can't do that anymore.
Why can't you drop?
Because if you drop coverage, that's gonna be an open mid-range shot for Middleton.
I don't mind that.
No, and if it's not an open mid-range shot, Dame, if we run that offense and we see that they immediately go to drop, Dame, come around to the wing and get the ball. It's as easy as that. And now you got to guard Dame Lillard on the move when he's good moving to his left or his right shooting the ball.
The only thing is, again, which is why I said I wonder if you fix one problem. And I didn't think the offense was that big of a problem in the first place. because I saw them win the finals. Like, I saw what they did when they won the finals. They weren't just giving Giannis the ball and letting them do fullback dives. And then somehow Bud was like, fuck it, give Giannis the ball and do fullback dives. You literally didn't win like that. You literally didn't win like that. So even today against the Heat, they went up 27, and the Heat went on a 10-0 run, and they didn't lose the game. It's like the offense just got, again, stagnant. Also, are we sure Dame knows how to play off ball? Are we sure that Dame has played 12 years one way? The one way he's played is he usually got the ball. Are we sure Dame Lillard knows how to play off ball? Are we sure? Are we in a situation where it's like, well, if Dame ain't got the ball, he ain't moving. And if Giannis got the ball, he's going to charge the rim and try to kick it out to somebody. And we just going to swing it around until we get a three. Now, granted, I do think the Dame and Giannis pick and roll looks good. I saw it work today. It looks good. When they run it, it's good. But again, I'm with you. They have to figure out a way to somehow get some consistent rhythm throughout their offense. And again, just more movement. Because even the way it is now, like, and then, granted, everything I'm saying, you may still win. Because if they can go out there and score 40 points, what the fuck we gonna do about it? You still may win. Like, you may win doing that shit. You may win Giannis fullback dive, do a couple pick and rolls. Oh, we ain't got it. Tear Dame, go crazy. It might work. It could, but that's still chancing it more than I would like to chance it. And it's not like Dame is Steph. Like, it's not like he gonna go out there and shoot 45% from three.
Yeah.
So, like, but I like what I see. The Dame having 3 points game was, I didn't see that whole game, so I'm not even gonna speak on it. But that was like something that was weird to me. Why did you have 3 points? 3 points is crazy. But again, it's obviously only 4 games of the season, but the only teams that look like what Boston looks great. Well, they look great tonight, but then they
like the Clippers. You got to show it to me.
Boston looks great, but the Denver Nuggets look like fucking world beaters. I mean, they look like fucking world beaters.
Are they not?
Yeah, but but it looks like once they won the championship, it kind of got that off their back. They came in with like a different level of I don't know, renewed confidence.
Yeah, because they know they can whoop everybody ass.
Like, they look like, and again, even like the bench. I think the question that you may have had about them was losing Jeff Green and losing, Bruce Brown. Like, I
didn't really have those questions about them.
But even the way they run the bench, like they put Jamal Murray, Reggie Jackson looks reborn. They put Jamal Murray, Reggie Jackson, Braun, Peyton Watson, who to me compares to like a Jared Vanderbilt kind of player.
Mm-hmm.
And they run Najee, and they don't miss a step. So that is a team, to me, granted, super early in the season, that just looks like world beaters right now. But I would be super interested to see how the Clippers look, how the Lakers continue to look.
Yeah, and the crazy part is Michael Porter Jr. hasn't even really been shooting that well this year.
Yeah, he was balling in
he's only shooting, but like compared to what he usually is, he's only shooting 38% from the 3-point line right now. So you talk about a guy that like can shoot above 40 when he wants to. He's a career 41.6% 3-point shooter. So even once he picks it up a little bit more, he's only averaging 13 points a game right now. So imagine when you get to 16.
It looks crazy.
You know, that kind of thing. But all right, cool. Let's go ahead and let's actually move on, and let's talk about the team that everybody want to talk about. What you think about the Lakers? What do you think about the way they look so far this year? I have not watched the Lakers game, but from everybody's impressions, they just look like the same old Lakers.
Like the Lakers. Like Austin Reeves looks like people have film on him now.
I told you that.
What you mean? I was on your side. People say he's gonna be an all-star. I said if he is an all-star, that's because he plays in LA. That's the only reason. Because Joe
finna owe me a bottle. That man averaged 9.7 points.
Yeah, wait, what did he bet? He was gonna average what?
He said he was gonna average 16. What is 16?
No, he's not averaging more than 16. That man gonna average a smooth 14 points. He might get traded. Probably not now because Harden is on the Clippers, but he might get traded. But they still are missing Jared Vanderbilt tonight. They was also missing Ruri. But it's just like, I love LeBron, my favorite player ever, my GOAT. But if you build a team around a 38, 39-year-old superstar, this is some of what you're going to get. They're going to win some games. They might win 47 to 50 games, but I'm not believing in them because the level of what LeBron has to do steals so much because that's how they built the team and also how he just wants to play. Even tonight, D-Lo going crazy. Bron decides it's winning time for me. D-Lo just hit about 3 threes turning up. Bron's like, no.
D-Lo had 28, 8, 2 rebounds. Played a very good game, 10 to 14, 5-5 from the free throw line, 3 or 6 from 3.
And watch the last 2 minutes of the game. D-Lo had just one of the biggest threes of the game. Next possession, Bron dribble that bitch for fucking 20 seconds and shoot a fucking 3 on Wendell Carter. Next possession, come down, pick and roll. I think they scored. I don't know. He might have shot another 3 and missed it. I don't know. 80 got the rebound. It's just like that's the way that they're going to play the game of basketball. You're going to have a little funky rhythm. AD sometimes, especially if AD isn't like tonight, I think he had 18 rebounds. Had 19. A couple offensive, 19 rebounds. How many was offensive? Probably like 4 or 5.
He had 2 offensive rebounds.
Still,
the Lakers as a team had 3 for the game.
That's terrible.
And they were actually out rebounded 44-40 by the Magic.
That's terrible. But still, like if he's especially if he's not getting it off the glass and getting at least, I don't know, 2 to 3 to 4 easy buckets a game, or even potential where he can get fouled off those things, he's gonna have games where he looks funky because again, he's not the focal point, and you have to get him the ball. Like you have to get. I think that people look at AD and look at his talent and think that they just want him to play like a guard and do 16 crossovers and shoot a fadeaway. That's not him. That's never been him. Granted, he does have the ability to handle the ball and everything, but he's not Giannis. That's not what he
do good dope, but they ain't get no damn Donovan Mitchell.
That's not what. So you still have to get him involved and get him the ball. When you force feed him the ball, he produces. When you allow him to just, you think the Nuggets game, they had him up there at top of the key like he Jokic. The fuck you want him to do for that? He's not a great passer. He's not a great shooter. He needs to be at the rim. You got to get him plays going to the rim. Some of that is him being aggressive. Some of that is you putting him in positions to feel the leather. You feel me? Putting him in positions to touch the basketball, feel the basketball, and be comfortable with it, and not expect him to come off cold turkey and just shoot up whatever. But my thoughts about the Lakers, I mean, look, they have some cool pieces. Gabe Vincent finally had a good game because Gabe Vincent was worried me. I'm like, yo, Gabe Vincent gonna be in Guantanamo Bay by January. Cam Reddish is still tricking us with the Anthony Edwards video. He plays good defense, but he's still living off the Anthony Edwards video. Christian
What video? I ain't never seen this video.
Gee, I'm sending it to you. Hold up.
I mean, can you pull it up and screen share it?
Edwards, no, because we gonna get demonetized the video. So no. But here you go. I'm gonna put it in the chat. They was all in high school, and this is what he said about that man. Just watch the video. But yeah, I mean, Christian Wood has looked cool. I guess he's looked cool, but it'll take more time. And again, obviously, Jared Vanderbilt still isn't there. He's still hurt. And also, Rui Hachimura didn't play today. So I still want to see them fully get their full team on the court and see how Darvin Ham uses these pieces. So that's my thoughts on the Lakers.
So I'm confused. This little clip is the reason why I'm confused.
Cam Reddish has been living off potential for about 4 or 5 years. And Anthony Edwards, somebody who I think we all think is one of the better shooting guards in the NBA. When they were in high school, they said, yo, who was the coldest person? Said him. He's just been living off, but like everywhere Cam Reddish goes, we're like, oh yeah, he gonna get some playing time here. He gonna be cold. He gonna get some playing time here. And it just hasn't happened. And we on year 6 now. It's like at a certain point, you just may not be that good, brother.
I can't argue against it.
So, what are your thoughts on the Lakers?
My thoughts on the Lakers are, I didn't believe in them last year, and I don't believe in them this year. As I said numerous times during the offseason, they do not scare me. Austin Reeves did not scare me, and I think he's a good player. But if
he was in Orlando, we would not care. It's because he's white and plays for the Lakers.
I think
he can hoop though.
I mean, I think he is a star in terms of his gravity, on and off the court. But his play does not show that he is a star. And I've said it time and time again, he's not going to average more than 14. That's his ceiling. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, he's a undrafted guy, right?
Yeah.
Undrafted, like he's
Wait,
already outlived his
yeah.
potential. He gonna get paid. He playing for the Lakers. Like he got billboards. Like he lit. But with all of that considered, still, it's just like to me, he's not a starting two guard in the NBA.
He's a starting two guard. He can start.
I don't agree with that.
He can start
For a
I just think
championship team. For a championship winning team.
Yes, but here's my issue with them. Defensively, their backcourt is just like if you have like you could always pick on one of them defensively. Like I think if he's out there with Drew Holiday, it could work. But you out there with D'Lo. When you put both of them in the backcourt, you put two. I don't want to say non-defenders, but like I saw, like every time Markelle Fultz saw Austin Reeves tonight, he looked like he saw a steak dinner. Every time Jalen Suggs, like they saw a steak dinner. So you put both of them in the backcourt. I think that's what some people's complaints were. But I think D'Lo has been, if anybody's been playing good, I think D'Lo's been playing great over the first couple games.
Yeah, I mean, he said he was going to though.
And I think D'Lo is a better basketball player than what people give D'Lo credit for being. I think for whatever reason, there's like a narrative about D'Lo out there that something for me he can't hoop
don't say for whatever reason.
What you mean? What you mean?
Because he tweaked off when he was a kid and did some immature stuff.
He tweaked off when he was a kid and did
people
some
ain't been
immature.
rocking with him ever since then.
He did do some immature when he was a kid, yes. But there's a reason why he keeps and he's been traded around a couple of times. So when you get traded around, people use you doesn't mean that you can't play. But one, he got paid that $140 million because he could play. And two, he's a valuable piece. That's why he keep getting traded. He's a valuable piece to people.
Yeah.
So
I can't argue that. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's move on to the last topic of the show. I actually have been watching his games religiously. I did not watch the Clippers game yesterday, though. I need to go back and rewatch that. But what are your thoughts so far on Victor Wembanyama?
I mean, obviously he's been great, but great is strong. He's been good. He's been good. But again, my main thing with him, I mean, his team, they all have to figure out, first and foremost, the team has to figure out how to play basketball. You are dealing with a whole bunch of young guys. All of them young, and all of them are also trying to get theirs as well. Right? So you're dealing with a whole bunch of young guys that's all trying to get theirs. They had to figure out how to play with him. He has to figure out how to play with them. And also, he's such like a different type of player that it's going to take a lot of trial and error and a lot of you just throwing him out on the court and just seeing what can happen and then reacting to that. And then you can fit your roster based off of what you see from there in the future. But again, the main thing that I've seen from him that I've liked is defensively. Like, which is what I said even when he got drafted. I think that defensively, like, yeah, the offense is cool. I like it. I'm like enamored by it. It's dope. But I think defensively, he has a chance to be one of the best defensive players we've ever seen. Him and Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren looks great defensively
Chet
too.
Holmgren has 7 blocks in a game.
Chet Holmgren, like both of them, both of those guys, I think have potential as long as they can stay healthy, stay on the court to be some of the best defensive players that we've ever seen, like ever. So
I can't argue with
that. That's my thoughts on Wemby. Like again, yes, I think the scoring is great, but I'm more impressed by like Bones Highland drives to the rim, sees Wemby, and is like, "Fuck it, I'm not even trying this. Let me just throw some shit to somebody else. Y'all try it." Things like that impressed me more. Like again, like I said, the Dallas game when he finally stopped fouling and came back in, he made some shots. It was great, but like I said, defensively, it's just is where I think he can really plant his flag. And really be extremely generational at.
Okay, I'm not upset at that. To me, I agree from the perspective of the defense and talking about his defense and how he can't be generational as a defensive player. But to me, I still feel as though he has not yet truly leveraged his potential offensively. And I tweeted this the other day. I feel that way because of the fact that his teammates seem like they are only passing and giving him the ball in spite of him. Like, I like the guys, but if I'm Pop, he need to pull Sohan, all them guys aside and say, yo, if you don't want to be out of here by the trade deadline, I suggest you wake up and realize that this kid is going to get you and keep you paid in this league for many years to come if you feed him the ball. If you make a concerted effort to give him the ball, He is going to make sure that your family stays fed for generations. If you don't, we are going to send you to another team and you will have to figure it out from there. Because watching them just jack up shots and not that's like some Darius Miles shit. Like, oh, we're not going to pass LeBron the ball. What the fuck is wrong with you? You got to go. Pass him the ball. No one on that team is good enough to not be passing him the ball. And he will literally get open runouts, because the thing I like about him is he might not be down there grabbing rebounds, which I'm fine with. Actually, I'm actually cool with that for the first 3 years of his career, because I want him to grow into his man body before he like gets down there and gets his feet all tangled up with people and is trying to bully for the positioning and all that. Like, I'm cool with you being a perimeter player and you getting down there when you trying to recover and you blocking shots. Like, I don't need him to give me 20 rebounds a night yet. 5 years from now, he should be giving me 15 a night. But right now, no. Just block shots. And it's the other thing. He blocks shots and tap it to his teammates and they don't even catch the ball. I'm like, gee.
They're probably not used to it yet, though. Because people don't like people you got to like think how most people block shots. Most people block shots to send it out of bounds because like it looks cool and it's a statement. Like, very few people do what Bill Russell would do. Block a shot, but actually tap it to somebody, keep it in bounds, and get the break going. So they probably that's why I said, like, they got to figure out how to play with him. He got to figure out how to play with them because it's such a unique thing. Like, most people aren't 7'5". Most people aren't 7'5" in transition. You don't see that shit. So, like, they, like, don't know how to play with him. He don't know how to play with them.
I think that's an excuse, if I'm being honest. It's an excuse. It's an excuse because I don't care who it is. You have the number 1 draft pick on your team. And this is no disrespect at all to Anthony Bennett. But it's not like you drafted Anthony Bennett and everybody's like, who is this guy that the Cavaliers just took? Wemby is very well and thoroughly researched and thoroughly wanted. Any team in the league would have took him on their team, period. Give him the ball and get the fuck out the way. And if you lose, y'all been fucking losing. So what? Who gives a flying fuck if you lose? Give him the fucking ball and move out the way.
But again, that's the issue with younger teams, though. Again, you also dealing with people who probably don't know how to play basketball yet. They actually don't know.
I don't want to hear that shit. I really don't want to
hear that shit. They just give him the ball and, like, more, like, again, the other guys got a hoop too. Like, they trying to get theirs as well.
You're missing my entire point.
I get your point.
My point is, if you put Victor Wembanyama in a position to succeed, and he does, you will go down in history with Victor Wembanyama. But if you spend the entire game saying, oh, well, here he cold, but I still need to get my shot, you're going to end up in Orlando.
I agree. What I'm saying is they don't know how to play basketball yet. It's not like you're dealing with. I want to hear that shit. It's not like you got a veteran point guard, Kyle Lowry, over there orchestrating shit. You don't. They all trying to figure out how to play basketball too.
That is weak.
Like, they mind ain't that basketball developed yet. You have a very, very young basketball team.
That is weak.
I'm just saying.
I don't give a damn. That's weak. Throw him the ball. Yes, it is. He is the number 1 pick for a reason. Is he not?
I hear you, but it's not weak.
What are we talking about?
It's not weak.
You don't think so? Was Darius Miles and them not passing LeBron the ball weak?
I don't think it's that they were not passing him the ball. It's that they hoop stupid. We also have to take into account that they hoop stupidly. Have you watched Ricky Davis's career? Ricky Davis was 1 rebound away from a triple-double. So he shot on his own rim and missed to get a triple-double. These are his teammates. They just hooped stupidly. So sure, some of it was like, we going to try to get ours too. But they also hooped stupidly.
Man, look, all I'm saying is, if I'm Pop, we gonna have some Deion Sanders level conversation. Ain't none of y'all coming back on scholarship. Give him the ball, run the play, give him the ball, get out of the way. When you catch the ball, look up the fucking basketball court. He is probably running down, taking 7'4" strides toward the rim.
Again,
If you
young
throw
players.
the ball anywhere near the rim, he's going to catch it and he's going to finish it. If you're only looking for your opportunities, you do not belong on this team, because Victor does not only look for his own opportunities. So if the star of the team can be selfless and play within the offense and look to get you all shots, you need to take it upon yourself to rectify that, or you will not be a San Antonio Spur by the time Christmas comes.
Kind of time Christmas comes crazy.
No, it's not. We don't have time to bullshit. We have a generational level talent. He is a large human being, so you do not know how long or how much time you are going to get with him on any given time, any given season. We don't have time to bullshit. Get y'all shit together or get the fuck out of here. It's bullshit. I'm watching the game and I'm like, yo, like even Sean Elliott, Spurs commentator, he's like, the day that they realize that if they just look up the court, Victor's going to be right there by the rim and they could just throw him the ball, will be the day that all these guys will be like, oh, we can be successful. He's like, but they're still not even looking for him. He's like, they're not even looking to pass him the ball off the rebound up the floor, and he's usually up the floor.
Again.
That is a problem.
Again.
And they need to fix it. I don't want to hear that youth excuse.
It's not an excuse. It's a real thing.
He is the most hyped basketball player since LeBron James. Stop it. Get out of your way and out of your ego. Devin, you got paid. Keldon, you've been on the Olympics. We done looked out for you. You got your money. Shohan, you still got to prove yourself. Trey, you still got to prove yourself. Everybody else on the bench.
Too, by the way.
Because you know what Pop gonna say? He gonna say, the first time I saw Victor, I was on a bus driving from Boston to New York. And I watched that footage all the way there and all the way back. So you not gonna be the ones to fuck it up. Give him the ball. Like I've said it on Happy Hour. He's gonna be inconsistent. He's gonna have good games. He's gonna have bad games. But if you are not looking for the most hyped basketball player to be drafted since LeBron James, when you catch a rebound, what is wrong with you? It's not like the guy is 5'4". He's 7'4".
Again, like I said,
have you ever played? You play with tall people in pickup. What's the first fucking thing you do when you get the ball? Like, oh, go! I'm gonna throw you the ball.
Always the first. That is not always the first thing you do. Motherfuckers be dribbling like shit.
And guess what? That's why they be getting cooked.
Will be dribbling like again. I just think you dealing with a bunch of young players who, again, they aren't used to playing with him. They'll get used to it. They'll figure it out. I trust they will at some point.
Who don't like Chet though?
We all like Chet, bro. He loves Chet. He was on Chet last year, crazy, before Chet got hurt.
No, I fuck with Chet.
He was on Chet last year, crazy. I fuck with Chet. Chet is dope. I love Chet. He need to put on a little bit of weight, but it'll come as time goes. But Chet's dope.
Chet gonna be better than Kevin Garnett. What? For real. He gonna give you like 25, 13 boards, like 3 blocks a game. That's not better than Kevin. That's not better than Kevin Garnett.
You always gotta take it to a different level, G.
But that's not better than Kevin Garnett.
So that's what he gonna average for his whole career.
I mean, he could at least average that for 10 years. 25, 13,
he average
3
25,
blocks.
13, and 3 for 10 years.
He could. Rudy Gobert average like fucking 12 and 12.
That's not 25, 13, and 2 for 10 years, G.
Rudy Gobert couldn't throw the ball in the ocean if you set him on a Santa Monica pier.
That's Hakeem Olajuwon numbers, bro.
Okay, is Hakeem better than Kevin Garnett?
Yes.
Okay then, what you talking about?
Come on, G. All right, man.
For real.
All right, man.
Don't let them win like 3 championships. I'm gonna be talking about that other guy, the one that be wearing the Birkenstocks.
Oh, real quick, last thing. Did you hear KD's comment? Not KD's, but KG's comments about guys not playing?
Oh, you talking about because Devin Booker took a night
off?
Oh.
No. They was talking about Zion. They was like, man, they gonna probably have Zion play 20 minutes on speed. Like, man, what the fuck? I played 19 years with 2 hard murmurs. I don't want to hear that shit. You said I played 19 years with 2 fucking heart murmurs. Can't no doctor tell you that you ain't gonna play. Them doctors putting that shit in y'all minds. You the player. You supposed to go out there and play. I don't want to hear that shit. That motherfucker 23. I want to hear talking about some he ain't healthy. I don't want to hear that shit. I was like, that's hilarious. And then also Paul Pierce was there. Also, Paul Pierce got stabbed 11 times and played 82 games the same season. He got stabbed 11 times and proceeded to play 82 games.
Chet Holmgren is going to be way better than Porzingis. Stop it. He better than KP ever was right now.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Right now, no, he's not.
Yes, he is.
KP is a very good basketball player, bro. Stop. KP is a very good basketball player.
No, he's very good is right.
We just thought he was Dirk, and no, he's not Dirk.
No, y'all thought he was Dirk. I didn't think
people
that.
said he was Dirk. I wasn't people.
Look. When the guy who drafted him said he won a #1, I knew he was not Dirk Nowitzki.
Is Chet a #1?
Hell yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, in today's NBA, he on his team, he's the #2. But if he played on most other teams, he would be the #1.
I don't agree with that.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like #1 as in like he's going to be the best guy on the team right now, but like going forward, to me, he's their #1 player. To me, if you're Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the way we win and the way I build my legacy and I get super, super rich is by making sure Chet is good. Because if Chet good, then we all good.
I agree, but I still think Shai is the.
Yeah, but if I'm Shai, what does it matter for me? I'm already a star. I'm trying to take it to the next level. The way you do that is by winning. So I need this man to be as good as he could possibly be, and that means that he needs to be better than me.
We'll see.
But we never. But this is the thing: if Shai helps Chet become as good or better than him, we're not gonna look at Shai as being inferior competitor or an inferior teammate. We're gonna look at it as like, damn, Shai first team All NBA coming off the hot start, and him and Chet Holmgren went and built a dynasty. And like Chet put up 25, 13, and 3 blocks a game, but like Shai was still giving you 28 and 7.
What do you think about this?
Shai, I told y'all that.
Book.
Book ain't even played every game this season.
Book has not played every game this season. I'm still going Book.
The best ability is availability for me.
I'm going Book.
The best ability is availability for me. I'm sorry, I can't agree
with that. Me personally, I'm going on Book. But we can leave it there.
I'm not going Book, but whatever.
Because I'm getting lightweight sleepy and tired.
Oh, me too. I got to get up early.
But no, this has been great. Like I said, James Harden is a Clipper. It's great for us. We will be there. I will be there. We will see.
He will be there, man.
So, yeah, man. Until next time, man. Appreciate all y'all.
Hey, man. It's your boy TPJ. Till we meet again. Peace. Oh.
I've been in another gear. Yeah, I've been in another gear. I can feel the air up there. When I feel so clear. I've been in another gear. Yeah, I've been in another gear. Taking flight.